We sincerely apologize for that poor audio visual. And now the news. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has described Amotekun security outfit as a necessity for true federalism. Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum was replying to a statement credited to the governor of Bauchi State and presidential aspirant on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Bala Muhammad, on Amotekun Corps. It said the acknowledgement is an open challenge to all the states which have availed themselves of the benefit of an outfit born of engineers and audacious insistence to protect lives and property. Akeredolu said Amotekun had continued to collaborate security agencies to yield maximum protection for the citizenry. The governor, Akeredolu, also called on legislators to consider enacting laws which will deepen the current democratic experiment. The efficiency of the civil service determines the effectiveness of any government in society. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu spoke while declaring open the 2022 Southwest Heads of Service Strategic Meeting held at the International Culture and Event Center, the Dome, in Akure, declaring the summit themed Rethinking Civil Service in a Digital World open. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by his deputy Lucky Aiyedatiwa, said the theme of the strategic meeting is apt because information communication technology ICT offers immense benefits to the government and citizens. Aiyedatiwa emphasized that ICT helps government to deliver its policies and programs more effectively, as evidently seen in Ondo State through the various achievements recorded. The Ondo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC has debunked claims that the party secretariat is in crisis over national disagreement between the state chairman, Ade Adetime, and the Southern Senatorial Chairman, Dr. Deji Oyedele. A statement by Ondo APC Publicity Secretary Alex Kalejaye said the claim is baseless and imaginary, as the preoccupation of the State Working Committee is to ensure a credible Congress, believing that a rancor-free primary start from there. Ondo APC said the purported story is clearly the handiwork of elements that do not mean well for the cohesion and unity of the party in the state. The party advised members of the public to discard such crude blackmailing and gross misinformation as they surface. Ondo State government has perfected arrangements to dole out the first batch of certificates of occupancy to property owners in 18 local government areas of the Ondo State. Chairman, Ondo State's Internal Revenue Service, Tolu Adigbe, who addressed stakeholders in Akure, explained that the gesture is under the home ownership scheme of the present administration. Omoriola Ongbeji captures the interaction and reports.
Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu in January inaugurated the State Office of the Home Ownership Charter of Ondo State, focused to provide easy access to property titling in the state. In fulfillment of the promise to make certificates of occupancy, Cs of O, ready in less than 3 months after application, the first batch of the certificates are available and will be distributed to property owners next week.
We have people who have been trained.
Chairman, Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, Tolu Adegbe, maintained that the agency will ensure that it stands in the gap for the residents and government to break the barrier of delaying the issuance of Cs of O, which according to him is exacerbating the economic situation of the state. He added that people are now taking advantage of the scheme, with more than half of people that applied from the diaspora.
We handle all that back end. Any information you want about land, about focus, about C of O, even title deed registration now for the bankers, which is why we call the bankers here today. Just phone this number, we will track it for you. Once you have submitted, if you have any issue at all, you don't need to leave your office. Send us emails, give us a phone call, WhatsApp message, we'll deal with it.
According to the Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Wale Akinterenwa, the essence of the development is to facilitate access to untapped resources at the disposal of residents to improve their economic well-being.
It is not that the state wants to make money, rather it is that we want to let the people prosper. We want to improve the economic well-being of the people of the state by helping them to use what they have to now improve on what they are doing.
Commissioner for Lands, Housing and Infrastructure, Raimi Aminu, assured residents that the cease of O will be obtained in less than 60 days after application.
If you want to process your C of O, just come straight to Ministry of Lands. I can assure you, you can get your C of O in 40 days, mass. Your C of O now is more or less automated C of O that banks can verify just from their phone.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands and Housing, Mr. Alex Alaki, took stakeholders, including representatives of financial institutions, round Hocus Building, where the title is being processed to enhance easy transaction. With the high rate of development recorded so far, it is expected that the process will be available online, where clients can complete the procedure within the confines of their homes. Omori Olahunweji, Osrc News.
While the process of developing and strengthening the skills, abilities and resources for effective and better performance of any societies is highly important. Ondo State Deputy Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa was speaking while playing host to the leadership of the National Institute of Town Planners Southwest Zone in Akure. Government House correspondent Timileyin Falade reports.
The National Institute of Town Planners Southwest Zone's visit to Ondo State is to intimate the Deputy Governor of the Institute's upcoming zonal training program for town planners, which would update the capacities on the rudiments of the profession.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
President of the Institute, Olutoyinde, who lauded Ondo State for making the state habitable, said the purpose of the training was to sharpen town planners' skills for them to have a cutting edge in productivity.
Governance is about people, and when you open your doors to people to access you, to be able to share some knowledge or gain knowledge from you, that places a lot of premium on the value you have for people. The purpose is to sharpen our tools for cutting-edge productivity. So, because the world changes and information comes in, innovations come in less than 6 months. In hours now, it's coming. And so we want to acquaint our members with the new tools so that they can get better and better and be able to serve governments like yours.
Deputy Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa expressed delight that the Institute is embarking on a training program which is aimed at building a strong and better society, stating that the state government prioritizes training and retraining of its workers. Aiyedatiwa disclosed that the state government would speed up the enactment of urban and regional planning law to enhance development of all sectors of economy as well as the advancement of all segments of society.
Updating your members for effective or for better production service is very important in any profession, because like you always say, times are changing. Nothing is static in this world. Even society itself evolves, and the evolution brings about new challenges, new demands. So we have to keep up with the speed of development, and education is very important. So organizing programs like this to engage your members, it's always said that you learn, unlearn, and relearn.
The two-day event is expected to create a platform for town planners to acquire new knowledge and skill development and the practice of the profession.
Residents of Ondo State have urged the government not to relax the enforcement of ban on roadside trading, considering the advantages of the restoration. To those who are yet to comply to embrace the culture towards government's effort at further decongesting roadsides to consolidate the free flow of vehicular and pedestrian movement. Joy Pius reports from the popular Ojaoba in Akure, the state capital, that government is vowed to enforce the restriction. The reports.
It is no longer news that the Ondo State government has begun the enforcement on roadside trading in the state. A visit to some major roads and strategic junctions where the activities of traders and hawkers caused vehicle and traffic gridlock showed reasonable compliance as motorists now freely navigate the routes. However, at some other junctions, traders could still be seen flouting government's directive by displaying their wares on pedestrian paths and walkways on market corridors, hampering free movement, but on sighting OSRC's camera took to their heels. Commuters as well as motorists commended the state government's move, saying it has brought relief to motorists plying the area.
You can see how people are moving freely on where the marketers will bring their goods to the main road, and people find it difficult to move. But this time around, I think it's good.
It's a nice thing for the road to be free whenever you're moving around. And if you look at it, it's one of those things that makes movement easy around us. Because if the road is choked up, anything can happen before you know it.
Before, it's no feel fine, but now it's fine because everybody they work, they do nyanga now, they work as you like, so it's fine.
It's not like this before. There's no movement like this. Everywhere is blocked before, but now we can see everybody can go as we like. We can go. Nothing can disturb us now.
They appealed to traders to adhere to lay down directives while calling on government to help provide alternatives for traders to conduct their business.
Ọjà bí so ti pẹ́ tó ti develop láyé àtijọ́ irú àwọn areas tí tó ṣe develop ṣe kí government bá wa ṣe ọjà síbẹ̀ so that àwọn èèyàn náà lè máa nájà ńbẹ̀.
It is the collective responsibility of government and the people to ensure the state is in order, and enforcement, which started with the pulling down of illegal structures, according to the government, has come to stay. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
The National Association of Nigerian Students Joint Campus Committee on Docent Access has suspended its protest over the ongoing ASU strike. Following the suspension, the association said it's expectant of a positive response from the federal government and ASU. The chairman of the association in Ondo State, Surprise Omotosho, says students will not hesitate to take to the streets again if their demands are not met. Omotosho urged all Nigerian students in Ondo State to vacate the street and reiterated commitments to serving the student populace of Ondo State better and fight for their interest without fear. In the meantime, the student leadership in Ondo State has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the Nigerian Army to investigate its officers behind Tuesday this week's sporadic shooting at the protest stand point along Akure-Elisha Expressway. The peaceful protest by the students in public universities in Ondo State against the protracted ASU strike was disrupted on the second day by men of the Nigerian Army who were reportedly plying the road. Saeed Aribisala reports that the students returned to the protest venue for the third day running despite what seemed a setback. Here is an update.
Wednesday, May the 18th, 2022 will be the third day students in Ondo State will be occupying this federal road along the Akure-Elisha Expressway in protest against the ongoing ASU strike, despite Tuesday's sad scenario where they were dispersed by alleged military officers. They're back on the road and they say they will not relent just yet. In usual manner, like previous days, the canopies mounted on the road provided shelter for the protesters. However, the missing spice from the previous day was the lack of music from the station's sound system, which the students claimed was destroyed from Tuesday's fracas with some men of the Nigerian Army. The leadership of the student body in the state said a 48 hours ultimatum has been issued to the Nigerian Army to unravel those behind Tuesday's shooting at the protest ground, while the students remain resolute in their demands.
We have made our points known even to the military headquarters and to the Ministry of Defense. We have sent our petition, we sent series of letters, and on social media we get across to them. They promise that they will investigate the matter. And as a matter of fact, the Brigadier General at the Territorial Artillery Barrack is fully aware, and even though he wants to come here, but due to some situation that we can't allow him to be here, because we want a situation that the student will be attacking him. because based on what the ugly incident that happened. And we have sent all our evidence across the board.
God will help us, and we know we are going to achieve our aim and objective of coming out here. What I know is that federal government is just listening to us, and they should let our students back to school.
The blockage of the expressway has resulted in a discomfort for commuters who now cross the blocked portion on foot, leaving their vehicles behind. But some of them say they will bear the cost as long as it yields result.
Of course, it's a very, very discomfort. So I'm not even pleased with it because I park my car at home, walking as a pedestrian. So I don't know what to do. So we just have faith in our God that God should take control.
I'm coming from Old Garage. I'm going to Ilaramoki. I trek almost, let's say, half mile.
We want to go back to school. That's the fight we are fighting. We are not fighting with the masses. We are fighting with the government and us. We don't know what between them. Just like two elephants fighting, and we are now the grass suffering for it.
For over 3 months now, public tertiary institutions in Nigeria have been without activities as the Academic Staff Union of Universities and the federal government continue to fail in reaching a common ground. Sahida Rubisala, Osrc News.
Yeah, we told you earlier that this protest has been suspended and now they're waiting for a positive response from the federal government and ASU. And now in sport, Ondo State Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Dele Ologun, has visited the Minister of Youth and Sport, Sunday Dare, at his Abuja office. He told the minister on the need to improve on the investment in sport so as to ensure productivity and outstanding performances. Ologun also sought the assistance of the Federal Ministry to support Ondo State Youth and Sports Ministry. Minister assured that the federal government would do everything in its capacity to collaborate on Ondo State youth in the area of sports development. And with that, we conclude Sunshine Reports. To join us at 6 for news updates. Good afternoon.
Thank you.